Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy.
Watch the NBA Finals live on ABC, YouTube TV for 2 weeks free.
And Chicago picked up a wild card in the preseason that they hope will bring them back to the finals.
I think I'm just part of the components that run this computer. That's it. That's all.
I'm back. But as we look forward this year, are the Bulls back?
I think so. We made some unbelievable acquisitions over the summer with Dennis, Randy Brown, with the young kid, Jason Caffey. We have all the right pieces in the right areas. We lost BJ, which is a big loss to us. I think we really don't know how much of a loss he's going to be to us until the time comes about midseason, maybe a playoff. But all the good things are in place. Good rebounder, good bench, good all-around player, good defensive team. We may have a good enough chance to win quite a few.
You and I have sat around and talked. I remember one particular time we were talking about great players. And I was bringing up all these scores and talking about Julius Irving and players of that caliber. And all of a sudden you said that one of the most dominant players in basketball was Dennis Rodman.
Very few players make an all-star team off of his defense or rebound. Scotty and I, we talk about it all the time. We sit down and we watch him, and it's good to have him on our team instead of facing it. He is by far the best rebounder I've ever seen. He doesn't have the oversized physique to really help him in that. I mean, he just gets heart and desire and the ability to go get the ball.
And as we read last year when you came back, and it says, I'm back. This year, you're really back.
I think I am. If I'm not, then I'll be gone. If I'm not back, I'm gone.
The retooled Michael Jordan should be better than ever.
Thank you, B-Ball Vault, for that. And this is why Dennis Rodman is my third greatest player of all time. He dominated both ends of the court. Offensively, he got rebounds. He could score. Dennis Rodman was putting up in the 20s when he was with Detroit. People forget, when he wanted to score, you could not stop him. He had a post game. He could lay the ball up. He had a hook shot. He could shoot the ball from mid-range or the three. And people would be like, no, he couldn't. Yeah, he could. Go back and watch those Pistons runs. But I fell in love with Rodman when I saw him with the Spurs. When he was just out rebounding Hakeem and Shaq and all of these guys, I was like, who is this blonde hair guy? And he would lock down all five positions. The guy was in extraordinary shape. He was tough to go against. He was tough to the tooth and nail, and he was probably one of the greatest anchors outside of Bill Russell to ever play the game. And the one thing he was underrated about was his strength. Rodman was stronger than Shaq and all of these guys. He used to make Shaq look stupid. That's why I try to tell people, you telling me Shaq is so great, but he was getting dominated by a guy 6'8". So this is it. And his ability to, when he came to the team in a robbery of a trade, I don't understand how that was even a trade. That was the dumbest trade in history. Will Purdue for Dennis Rodman. It was a huge disrespect. And the San Antonio Spurs paid for it dearly until they got Tim Duncan. But before that, you saw a guy who was able to get boards. He was averaging damn near 20 rebounds a game. And Wilt Chamberlain asked about why he wasn't in the top 50 players. So, it was more than that. It was more than that. It was more to me. People just didn't understand how great he was. Rodman proved to you that you don't have to be a great scorer or a three-point shooter to be one of the greatest. And everyone laughed when I put him as my third greatest of all time. I'm like, yeah, Rodman was Did you not watch Dennis Rodman? He used to go at Larry Bird. He used to go at Magic. He went at everybody. Michael. He gave all of them problems. So, it just happens that Michael Jordan was around in that era. That he was around in that era, and he was a guy who was forgotten. They didn't like Dennis Rodman because of his antics, because of the dyeing of his hair, because of the multiple tattoos, But
use him and stand him up as a representative about him. But here's what I really
talk to me about Dennis Rodman. Do you badmouth the guy in the book?
I say some things about him, but here's what I really say.
Yeah.
Is how do the CEOs of these major companies hire him? I mean, how do they use him and stand him up as a representative to be their spokesperson?
Say for endorsements.
Yeah, for endorsements, because when they do that, then they're telling all the kids in America that, look, if you be like this, you can, eat hamburgers on television.
He's so pissed off that he missed his window. It's not even funny, bro.
Right, because he didn't get the big payday.
That's right, he got the big payday. All of a sudden, he want to diss me. You
right,
know?
right.
I'm supporting his ass, and all of a sudden, he want to diss the Rod, the Bob, baby.
Right.
The Rod, the Bob, the New World Order.
I gave him that name.
Watch out. His ass going to be body slam with a cabbage. 1, 2, 3. You out, daddy.
Right. In other words,
yeah, what did Wilt say? That he was a specialist? He doesn't like all this specialization in the game?
Yeah, he says you got to be able to rebound and shoot. That's what Wilt was saying.
If Will can't shoot if he had the damn basket in his face.
Oh, wait a second.
So this was Rodman and Wilt Chamberlain.
I'm sorry, bro. I just got a little frustrated. Help me out there, baby. Help me out there, brother.
Who's the better player?
Help me out there, brother.
Dennis, who's the better player, you or Wilt Chamberlain?
He is.
No, I'm asking Dennis.
I think that I'm
Today?
I'm a lot better with Terry. He's like 7'4"?
Yeah, he's 7'4".
290.
Right.
It don't matter how big you are. It's the fact that how hard you fall, brother.
Right.
It's how hard you fall.
Right.
If I was playing with Terry, his ass would be on the canvas every damn time.
That's right.
Now you
Every
know why.
time.
You know why he's going to wrestle? He has to have a release.
Baby.
Would you?
So this.
Children,
Yeah, I don't know.
When they run into in your life, I suspect.
So this was basically the interview of, Wilt saying something about Rodman about the tattoos and stuff. And the reason he said that was because he was right as far as, it's just that the tattoos and stuff, he was right about that, as it's showing kids you could do this and do that, and that's what he was talking about. But as a basketball player, Wilt Chamberlain talked highly of Dennis Rodman. So that was just them going at it, just showing you the back and forth, just back and forth. But if they didn't have Rodman, they would not have won that last three-peat, and people don't understand that. Shout out to BB Vault for that one.
Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. In this video,
what were his numbers?
March of '92. Rodman had 34 rebounds.
While a member of the Bulls or a member of the Pistons?
It was March of '92. I'm going to guess.
Or was he with Spurs?
He was with the Spurs, and he had 34 rebounds when he was with Spurs.
Oh my God! Come on, Dale and Antonio Davis. Keep him off the glass.
Yeah.
Come on, Rick Smith.
But he didn't guard you, did he?
No. Well, yes, on switches.
Oh, okay. But he didn't. He would never. You're the best.
No, he would never. No, he's not that dumb. He's dumb. He was good, but he wasn't that dumb. He's not going to start off. Now, he might switch on a switch or coming off a screen, he might show out. But he's not, not off tip ball. No, he's not that dumb.
He knows better. He had 6.
He knows better.
How many did Reggie have in that game?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and did we win or lose? If he got 34 rebounds, they better have won.
Rodman had 34 rebounds and 10 points. Reggie, oh, no.
Oh, no. That bad?
Did Reg get double figures?
Reg was 3 for 6 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, and only 6 points in 36 minutes.
What the heck?
In 92? In 1992?
Rodman shut you down.
Oh, no.
Yeah, maybe he did guard me that night. Oh, maybe I was ejected. Well, how many minutes did I play?
You played
That'll tell me a lot.
You played 36 minutes.
Yeah, then he guarded me.
of course, as we just heard, Dennis Rodman also played a short period
Hold on.
for the San Antonio Spurs, alongside David Robinson. And as you can imagine,
and this is a
Robinson has to say,
93, 94, and he's now your teammate.
Yeah.
And this is a unique cat.
Yeah.
I mean,
shout out to
That's another
BTM
statement right there. Yeah.
How did
for this video.
Oil and
Basketball
water
Time Machine.
mix?
Go subscribe to him
I
and
love
BB
Dennis.
Vault.
I really do. He's an unbelievable player. Incredibly athletic. He was like Superman. Like he just, just a freak of nature. A guy could run all day long, never got tired, and was like the Energizer Bunny. I loved having him next to me on the court because you always felt like, you just got a warrior with you. So on the court, he's a great guy to have next to you. In the locker room, there's a little different story. But, he marches to the beat of his own drum.
the next clip is actually from the time where Dennis Rodman played for the Chicago Bulls, and it's his former teammate Isaiah Thomas commenting on what a good rebounder Dennis Rodman actually was.
Let's take a look at Dennis. Everything he does is with 2 hands. He gets it, 1 hand, 2 hands. That's what all young kids should watch. Watch how he positions himself, tips it, grabs it with two hands. Every time you see him rebound, it's with two hands, turns, outlets. Fundamental.
And that's Isaiah Thomas, the greatest point guard or greatest player of all time. If you have him as that, no argument for me. Commenting on Dennis Rodman, showing his position, getting two hands on the ball, which these guys today don't do. Guys today don't put two hands on the ball. They only go for one. Go ahead, Z.
Mentally sound into the game. 36 years old, leading the league in rebounding. The only two.
In this season, he was rebounding 16 rebounds per game, 12 20 rebound games, 24 10 rebound games, 29 season high is his rebounds, and 3 is his season low.
People to ever do that is Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain.
Hold on, did you hear that? The only people to do that. Let me play that back for you.
Turns, outlets, fundamentally sound into the game. 36 years old, leading the league in rebounding. The only two people to ever do that is Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain.
The next clip is from my favorite NBA show, NBA Open Court. You have guys like Steve Smith, Steve Kerr, Chris Webber, Shaquille.
Every night, all night, and to have the stamina that he had, it's pretty remarkable. He killed that you need a good night's sleep theory. He was out every night, all night, and to have...
This is Charles Barkley speaking about him. First was Reggie, then it was Zeke, now it's Charles Barkley.
The stamina that he had, it's pretty remarkable. He killed that you need a good night's sleep theory.
You have a little experience with that in there somewhere, don't you?
But I did try to get a good night's sleep every now and then.
You know, and Dennis went through these different phases as a player. I remember back in the Detroit days, pre-tats and all that stuff. And you knew him a little bit then?
I did. You know, in college, I used to always go up to the Pistons and work out with them and watch him. You know, this was before he turned into Dennis Rodman.
This is Steve Smith.
But the thing that amazed me as a young player was watching a guy go through his practices, or sometimes after the game, and I go in the locker room with John, Sally, and Joe and Isaiah talk, and he'd be on a treadmill or he'd be on a Stairmaster, and they say he would do an hour after a game. You know, so for me to see a guy that just played a game and his ability to go get on the Stairmaster for another hour, and then also playing against him. I never had a guy that I didn't think I could go around at 6'8", standing straight up, and laterally he could still slide his feet and draw a charge. To me, that was unbelievable.
You know, he wasn't the most skilled guy, but when you talk about the greatest athletes to ever play in the NBA, I think Dennis Rodman is in that category. When you think about
this is Steve marijuana smoking bum ass Kerr.
The stamina, what you talked about, Charles, just the way he lived his life, and to be able to play with that kind of energy night after night, the way he could run, especially early when he was with the Pistons, and he would chase people down and guard every position. That guy could have been a world-class triple jumper or 400-meter sprinter. I mean, he was incredible.
And Shaq, this is a guy, too, who, I mean, you played with him a little bit in L.A., but playing against him, wasn't he? He's one of those irritating, get-under-your-skin kind of guys, right? Would it be fair to say, yeah, love having him on my team for what he does, but when you're playing against him, I'd rather not?
He was a great defender. He always moved his feet.
This is Shaq.
The great thing about Dennis Rodman is he always did it his way. When I played with him, like, you know, you're supposed to be there an hour and a half before the game. He would come in with 45 on the clock, eating chicken and rice. And nobody would say anything because we knew that he was going to give us 20 to 25 rebounds at the game. And so, you know, he did it his way. He rode the treadmill after the game. And, you know, Steve was right. He was a phenomenal athlete. Phenomenal.
You know, Ernie, I saw that irritating problem. Because Michael used to joke to me all the time. What I would do is, I just punch him as hard as I could. At the game. He would leave you alone.
He sure would.
He would. You just had, because Michael used to, Charles, why you keep doing that? I said, dude, he stopped, because he stops irritating you and bugging you once you clock him. I would just punch him as hard as I could, like in the first 5 minutes of the game.
He gave me my first job, Country Day. He used to go.
Chris Webber speaking now. The Hall of Fame. Famer. Chris Webber. Put respect on my guy's name.
Go play video games. When I was in high school, he'd be up there playing video games with kids in the arcade. You remember this? So he gave me my first job. I go up, he's like, you want to come up and camp? I'm like, yeah, thank you, Mr. Rodman, you know. I go up there, he pays me, he's working with all the kids, and then he plays with us for 3 hours after. Just plays with us. He wasn't shooting all that, running and doing all that, but he played with us, and he didn't have to. It was other Pistons, other people there, and, you know, seeing his work ethic, it really impressed me.
He hurts you every time. A versatile athlete and a savvy competitor, Dennis Rodman dedicated himself to frustrating and disrupting the opposition.
Dennis took the responsibility of guarding the other team's top scorer
This is Kevin McHale.
all the time, regardless of who he was.
Jordan at 1-1 now. Rodman won't give it in.
He is truly the only person I've ever known that could guard all 5 positions. And I don't mean just guard them.
This is Joe Dumars, the great Joe Dumars. So, LeBrownie fans, he actually guarded all 5 positions. So don't give me that bullshit saying he does. No, this guy guarded all 5 positions. Mr. Joe Dumars, go ahead and speak.
1-1 now. Rodman won't give it in.
He is truly the only person I've ever known that could guard all 5 positions. And I don't mean just guard them a little bit. Clamp down and shut down.
In addition to his 7 all-defensive first-team selections, Rodman also won 7 straight rebounding titles, averaging a staggering 16.7 boards over that span. Quite a feat for a player not much bigger than a shooting guard.
Most people think he's 6'9", 260. And Dennis was maybe a half inch taller than me at 6'6", 220. And he impacted the game a lot bigger.
This is the great, a.k.a. the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan, speaking about Dennis Rodman.
Most people think he's 6'9", 260. And Dennis was maybe a half inch taller than me at 6'6", 220. And he impacted the game a lot bigger.
There's Dennis again. He doesn't even have to score a basket to turn a game around with his rebounding ability.
You got to throw him in the category of
This is the great Alonzo Mourning.
some of the greats like Bill Russell, like Will Chamberlain.
Rodman's tap is rebound
Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain.
number 34.
Because he used to dominate the game just on rebounds alone.
Oh, the dandy rebound from Dennis Rodman.
His defense-first mentality helped forge the identity of the bruising Detroit Pistons teams that won back-to-back NBA titles in 1989 and 1990.
Whenever we went on the floor and we were in deep championship playoff series, this guy would be in his own world about winning. You just saw it dripping off of him. You just saw in his face the passion he had for the game.
I wanted this one so bad.
All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to
Shout out to BTM Basketball Time Machine and BB Vault. Please go subscribe to those channels. Like I said, Dennis Rodman was on the level of Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell. So for you guys to disrespect because I got him as the number 3 guy of all time behind Kobe and Hakeem Olajuwon, you guys laugh at me. Dude, I'm a historian of the game. That's who I like. That's my choice. If you don't like it, you can kick rocks. I don't really care. That's what I choose. He's one of the reasons, one of the big reasons that the Pistons went back-to-back. It should have been a three-peat for the Pistons. Should have been a three-peat. And he got that three-peat with the Bulls because of him. The Spurs could have won a championship, but David Robinson was a bitch-ass dude. I can't stand that soft-ass fuck, but he is what he is. But he's the reason why I enjoy basketball, is because he dominated the game without having to score the ball. He would give you 2 points, 10 points. And those points would come sometimes in the fourth quarter. Seriously. Sometimes it would come in the fourth quarter. And he would hit a big shot and he would get a rebound. The guy was incredible. So, thank you, Dennis, for all the years that you gave us and gave me as a kid, enjoying your games. You know, I'm glad you were able to play. And I was glad that you were able to take over the game like you did. One love, my brother, Dennis Rodman, my third greatest player of all time. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this, hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you love what you hear, you could donate to the page by Cash Apping me at the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Thank you all for listening, and we're out. Deezy!